Hello everyone, my name is Ajmerdin and welcome to my channel Analyze with Ajmerdin, 3rd December 2020, and it was an examination of intermediate audit for November 2020 candidates. With me is the question paper of intermediate new course audit, and the suggested answers of all these questions are already uploaded on my blog, so you can just visit it and check out for the detailed answers. The link is given into the description box. All questions have been uploaded already. In this video, we are going to quickly go through the paper and the suggested hints as well. First question was related to your true and false or correct incorrect with the reasons to be given. First A was related to even if law or regulation prescribes sufficient details of terms, auditor should record them in writing. So this statement is incorrect. If law or regulation prescribes the details, then auditor need not to mention them in the written agreement, except for the fact that such law or regulation applies. That should be written now. B part is also incorrect. That auditor needs the correct statement should be the auditor need to review periodically the audit program because it enables him to have an adequate knowledge and evidence in the duration of the audit. C was related to dividend should be when the timing of the dividend, so it should be recorded when there is a right to receive the payment is established. So this statement is also incorrect. D point, it was also incorrect because here the dates are incorrect. The period should be 30 days and 6 months. E was related to classification of NPA. This statement is again incorrect. The classification of non-performing assets should be based on the record of recovery instead of availability of security. F point is correct. G is correct. F point was related to the audit plan is more detailed than the overall audit strategy. Yes, it is correct. And G is also correct that risk of material misstatement may be greater for significant judgment matters that require the development of accounting estimates. H point here, external confirmation procedures are restricted to the items of addressing assertions associated with account balances and elements only. No, this statement is incorrect because it is not only restricted, it is not just restricted with account balances, but auditor can ask for confirmations on other elements as well. For example, they can ask for confirmation on terms of agreement, which is nowhere directly related to the account balances. Second A was related to what are the guiding principles for uh, uh, for safeguard of the threat to the independence. So auditor should take care of the quality of audit, and for the quality of audit it is essential that auditor should always be and appear in an independent form to the entity, and if auditor is unable to fully implement the credible and other safeguards, he must not accept the audit work. B was related to your I think it was related to factors that may affect identification of appropriate benchmarks. So it includes the elements of financial statements, for example assets, liability, equity, whether there are items on which the attention of the user of particular entity is required to be focused, and the nature of the entity, and of course the relative volatility of the benchmark should be taken care of. C point was related to it is imperative for auditor to project misstatement for the population while performing audit procedure through sampling. Comment. So you need to comment on these statements. For me, the auditor is required to project misstatements for population to obtain a broad view of the scale of misstatement, and by this projection he may or may not be sufficient to determine the amount of the record. When a misstatement is there and has been established that it is anomaly, that means it's unusual, it may be excluded while projecting estimates, and these all reasons can be taken care of here. Second D was related to individual things, account type, predictability and nature of assertions with respect to the SA 520. And for example, if I talk about account type, so substantive audit procedures are more useful for certain types of accounts than for others. For example, income statement accounts tends to be more predictable because of it reflects transaction over the period, whereas balance sheet accounts represent net effect of the transactions on the closing date. Coming to your third A was related to discuss monitoring of control as a component of internal control. So monitoring of control is a process of excess of uh, efficient and effectiveness of internal controls performed over the time. It involves assessing the effectiveness of controls on timely basis and taking necessary remedial actions. Management's monitoring activities may also include using information from communication from external parties such as customer complaints or regular comments. And management's monitoring of control is often accomplished by the management's or the owner's own involvement in the operations, so that could be also taken care of. Third B was related to your data analytics tools. So they are more often talking about CAT procedures. Third C was related to what factors are to be considered by auditor while making control of risk assessment. So of course here auditor access control of risk which is reliable or not on the controls.